Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by the boys basketball coach at Chelsea High School. That, of course, is Andrea Cabana. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Of course, what a start to the season. You guys are undefeated so far. You've played a lot of really good teams. Um,
We
what's
have.
what's really working right
They are, I have a great group of guys. They're all great players. They're very coachable. So they have seemed to have really bought into what we're trying to accomplish and they want to win. So as a whole, they're really, I think, becoming very cohesive and working very, very well together. And so I think that's why we're starting to see, on the offensive end, things to become a little bit easier. Obviously, we have, three guys who do, a ton of scoring for us, but everyone is very actively involved in that offensive end and the process of scoring. I think probably the most important thing right now is the defensive side. Really trying to hone in on making sure that we are playing high level of defense every possession. That is something that we're really trying to sell, that if they want to win the big games against the elite level competition, that their defense has to be on point every time. So
now? All right. Well, let's talk about some of the guys that are standing out right now for Chelsea.
yeah. So I have senior Matt Blanton. He is a bigger player than he was last year. He's very, very versatile. He's shooting the three well right now, and he's playing inside pretty well too. So he's pretty versatile on the offensive end, and then on the defensive end as well. He's a big body. He's very strong. We've had a couple games where he's brought down big numbers in rebounding for us. So he's obviously a key part. Jake Stevens, who's a junior, is shooting the three ball really well right now. So he's very high IQ player, and just really rebounds the ball well for us. He's got a really good read on the ball coming off the rim and just down big numbers off the boards. And then Joy Cabana, who is running primarily the point guard position, but is super versatile on all three levels of scoring. In particular, right now, his pull up, his mid range game is just he's shooting at a high level mid range, and so he obviously is our main ball handler and really likes to push the floor and score in transition. So those three players statistically are probably leading us right now. But like I said, we have a large number of guys that are really contributing to everything we do. So Drew Blanton, Matt's brother, is a key component. Reagan Plank, Zach McIntosh, they're all playing really well. Locked in on D. The three of them a lot of times will have a couple assists, couple rebounds. So they're doing a lot of the little things, and then we also have some size too. With Watson and Hayden inside. So they too are providing that size inside and that length, blocks, rebounds, all that stuff. So it's really a full team effort.
Yeah. So let's of course, we're obviously you guys are undefeated, but
Yes.
where do you think the team's at right
We are undefeated. We've had some good competition. It kind of built as we went. I'm really happy with how they played against Wayne Memorial and Roseville. Both of those teams have great players. They're very athletic. And I think that we handled them really, really well, especially on the defensive end. We definitely had some mistakes and some things that we have to work on, but overall, with how we kind of developed or how we're developing on the defense side and those two games, that I think that, to be honest with you, I feel like we can compete with anyone in the state. Especially at the Division II level. I think that we can compete with everyone. So that gives us a chance or an opportunity to make a really, really deep run at the end of the season.
now? Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the division for a second. Of course, you are in the white. It's obviously the smaller division when the SEC realigned
Yep.
years ago.
Yeah.
But there's some strong teams in that division, of course. You guys, Tecumseh is really
Yep.
strong. Jackson is strong as well, and there's some other teams, but of course you guys play Williamston tomorrow night. And then you guys
Yes.
really start conference play traveling down to Pinckney.
Correct. Yeah, we the conference is it's a strong conference. It's always been a strong conference. Definitely, I think Tecumseh's probably at the top of the list. They've returned everybody. They have size. We split with them, I think, last year. So that's a team that we're definitely not quite yet, but pretty quick we'll start focusing in on. And then I think Jackson is, they're solid as well. They've got all seniors returning. They're very fast. They're very athletic. They want to pressure and push the ball. So, they're two different teams, but those two teams definitely are ones that would be at the top of my list in the conference.
For sure. And when you look at ways that, of course, you also have your first Chelsea Dexter a rivalry game coming up as well. And obviously you understand, of course, you've had kids that have gone to Chelsea and all that stuff. Yeah. You understand this will be your first rivalry game, but you understand that this is Chelsea and Dexter is always any sport that these two teams get together. It's always going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be I think we'll have a huge crowd, a loud crowd that's typically what you see. And so that kind of obviously changes things. We do play them twice, one at home and one at their place. So, hopefully we'll have the advantage when we're in our own gym, and then, we'll have to, wear the storm once we get to Dexter.
Yeah. What do you think? And also, here's the thing. And coming from, of course, you made a little bit of transition yourself. This is your first year coaching on the boys' side. I don't know you've
Right.
had a successful career when you were the girls' coach at Grass Lake. But what's that transition kind of been like for you?
It's actually been really, really smooth. I think the first time that you and I spoke, I talked about just how welcoming everyone was, both in the district, outside of the district. It was amazing, truly, how welcoming and how pretty much everybody just embraced kind of that difference. But now, 6 games in and, several weeks into the season, it's been really, really smooth, to be honest. Still feel a ton of support. The guys themselves are great. They are very respectful. They're very coachable. I think they trust what, Coach Stevens and I are trying to do. And there's been a lot of great buy-in. So, and we have great leadership. There's a ton of great leadership on the team. And so it's been super, super smooth. And, I certainly can't say enough great things about the guys on the team.
And also, I usually ask this question to all the coaches I talk to. Where do you want to see your team at in the next few weeks? What do you want to focus in on? What are some of the things that you're going to be talking about with these guys and with the rest of the team?
We talk a lot about, getting, for me, I want to see them develop or, we want to get 1% better with every practice, every game. And we talk about when the right time is to peak in the season. And obviously, ideally you want to peak towards the end of the season, so you're ready to go when you hit, tournament play. But for me, it's just about that practice to practice, game to game improvement. And right now I'm seeing a lot of that, which I really, really like. What we've really been focusing in on and what we'll continue to focus in on, over the next, several weeks is going to be that defensive side of it. We're very strong on offense. We have a lot of weapons when it comes to that. I don't think there's very many teams that have an answer for, the lineup that we have. And so for me, it's more about, playing that lockdown defense. The better defense you play, the easier it is on the offensive end. So that's how I've always been. That's always been my philosophy as a coach. And so getting the guys to kind of buy into that has been huge. And I do think they buy into it. I can see them working and we're making adjustments, every practice, every game to try to get to that highest level of defense that we can.
All right. Well, Andrea Cabana, thank you so much for talking with us today, and best of luck tomorrow night against Williamston, and best of luck the rest of the season. We'll probably have you on again sometime.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day.